Now story begins with introduction of outer gods, the absolute entities that had created numerous universes since ancient times, were known as the supreme beings. The supreme beings would repeatedly create universes while pursuing eternal life, and living it. In that process, numerous substances, souls and laws were birthed. In this endless cycle, the supreme beings that felt a persistent sense of boredom thought of a way to entertain themselves. That was, to watch their creations go to war with each other. Like a chess game, to the supreme beings, the destruction caused by their creation seems too interesting. Although that meant that numerous creations had to fight in endless wars, die and be reborn repeatedly, that was a necessary event to appease the boredom of supreme beings. While all that was taking place, something happened. A supreme being who was observing the endless wars was killed by his own creation. When the supreme beings from other dimensions found out about that, they all gathered in one spot to observe the world that had lost its master. The death of a fellow supreme being. The fact that he was killed by his own creation. The supreme beings did not care about that. They all had the same thought, the first to claim an ownerless power and became its master. After that we sees a school. In the school there is someone saying, "I got into the Korean National University of Arts," while pointing finger at himself. Other students get surprised, and asks, "You are lying." Another one exclaims, "How could someone as unrefined as you get into an arts university?" Other one cries out, and says, "I need to repeat another year." Our manhwa hero just laughs, and tells, "I am finally freed from this hell." One student congrats him, "I heard you got into an arts university." And the three looks at the person, and that red hair guy tells, "I never knew you had such a talent. Since when were you talented in drawing?" With mocking face, he says, "Sung Chol, you again." Red hair guy says with angry face, "I'm not Kim Sung Chol, I'm Lee Yoonchul." He disinterestedly says, "Oh, is that so?" Lee Yoonchul gets mad, and tells him, "Because of you, my plan to take over this high school was ruined." He says, "Yes, it's also thanks to me that you were able to graduate safely." Other students looks at them, and one female student says, "Lee Yoonchul's doing it again. We're about to graduate soon. Why is he still acting so childishly?" Blonde hair girl says, "Yeah, why is he harassing that pitiful boy who lost his parents but still tries to smile as he lives on?" Lee Yoonchul tried to punch at him, but our hero just grabs his head and hits his face with knee, and angrily says, "Let's just live a quiet life until we graduate." Lee Yoonchul, after getting hit, he still stands with bleeding nose. He says, "What was that?" He unknowingly covers his hand with white energy, while trying to hit him, and tells, "That didn't hurt at all," and tries to punch him, but our hero senses the danger, and avoids it. Our hero gets surprised, because of that force of power, and other students also gets up, and sees him with shocked face. Lee Yoonchul himself don't know what happened, but there is a hole in locker box, and asks himself, "What?" Also his whole body radiant with energy. Our hero gets surprised and sits there speechless. After that, 2 years later, our hero walking and thinks to himself, "My name is Sung Suho, second-year university student." Suddenly he hears a group of people telling, "All lessons taking place in the main building have been changed over to the annex building. Please move there instead." Sung Suho sees a large white color gate behind them. The hunters are currently going in to subjugate the monsters. Sung Suho just stands there and stares, and someone behind him takes photos of gate, and security man says, "Everyone, please stay away." One person with black suit and black pants holding a phone in his hand asks, "How long has it been since the hunters went in?" Security man tells, "It's been slightly over 8 hours. Since this gate is estimated to be D-ranked, I think the hunters should be out soon." The security man tells to public, "All right, everyone, this could get dangerous for everyone who's not a hunter. Please stay away." Sung Suho walks away from there, and thinks to himself, "Another gate? 3 years ago, gates started to appear in the world, causing the world to undergo a huge change. The gates were passageways to dungeons, and once a certain amount of time had passed, the monsters within the dungeon would come out of the dungeon to kill people. However, people also underwent changes, as if to go against what was happening. Special ability user that could use mana. The awakened started to appear. With the world changing so rapidly, people thought the chaos would persist for a long time. An awakened known as Woo Jinchul then created the Hunter Association, gathered awakened and created a job known as Hunters quickly, putting an end to the chaos faster than expected. Now, the people in the world are divided into awakened and non-awakened. Sung Suho takes out his pencil, and sits in class, and draws a picture that looks like ant head, and thinks, there are people in the world who can only get rewards by crawling like an ant, but there are also others who can get them easily just by grabbing them. In that situation, the ants quickly realize their own limits. No matter how hard the non-awakened worked, they still would not be able to make up for the difference between them and an E-rank awakened, if the hunters cannot close the gates. The world will be destroyed. In other words, without the awakened, the non-awakened cannot survive. but the awakened can survive without the non-awakened. Because of that, everyone is grateful towards the hunters. It's because of that the non-awakened like me can live a peaceful life, after all. But, on the other hand, a sense of uneasiness also fills me. I am starting to wonder if I am getting too used to not being able to get what I want, my missing parents, the fact that my survival relies on others, and the time when it seemed like I could do anything, what I had possessed, and a sense of powerlessness had filled that void. Mom always said that I resembled my dad. I wonder how my dad would get out of this powerless situation I'm in. While he's thinking, someone calls his name, Suho. Sung Suho sees and says, "Teacher," he says, "you're focusing pretty well today. What are you having so much fun drawing?" Sung Suho says, I just drew based on how I felt." Teacher says, "Is that an ant? That's pretty creative drawing for an ant." "Wait, I guess it's more like an ant human." Sung Suho thinks, "Why did I draw such a thing?" While seeing his drawing, outside the building there are people guarding the gate, and someone exclaims, "The hunters are coming out." Another one says, "Oh, they seem pretty relaxed. I think they succeeded in their raid. The 10 hunters are coming out of the gate." The leader looks serious, and one of them waves their hand to people. And some relaxed while coming out of the gate. Security man says, "Hunter Kim, great work." The hunter says, "We have successfully completed the dungeon raid. We also have information that needs to be reported to the Hunter Association. We run into a new type of monster. A humanoid monster that could spew blue flames from its eyes and mouth. It attacked with its claws and fangs, but it didn't do much damage. I got scratched by its attack a little. But nothing really happened. That monster could be nothing much." But, security man says, "It is definitely a monster that has not been spotted since the gates have appeared. I'm glad it wasn't a dangerous monster." "In that case, Hunter Kim, I'll need you to submit a simple report on what happened in the raid." The hunter hand is bleeding where that blue monster is scratched. Suddenly that place lit up and blue flames comes out. He feels numb all over his body, and looks down the ground and drops his sword and shield. Security man gets confused, and says his name, "Hunter Kim, are you?" Before he completes his sentence, that hunter turned into a zombie, and pounds on security guy. Blood spills all over, and other hunters also get shocked by seeing that. Also other people get scared seeing and backs away from them. One hunter exclaims, "Those blue flames are the same flames the monster we saw in the dungeon had." Before she completes saying that guy pounds on her. And blood spills. Seeing what happened to that hunter, everyone gets scared and runs away. All hunters that went in gate turned into a blue flame zombie monsters, and attacks the security men. Sung Suho notices the commotion going outside, and looks that side. Other people also gathering at window, and asks, "What's happening? What's that?" Sung also sees outside the window and gets shocked. One person exclaims, "People are attacking each other. The people getting turned into a blue flame zombies and biting others." One person asks, "There are blue lights in their eyes. It's like they're monsters." One girl says with horrified face, "Don't tell me a dungeon break has occurred." Other guy shouts, "What are you all doing? Let's get away quickly." Another one says, "No, we should just wait for hunters here." One guy asks, "Instructor, you're awake and do something." He says, "But I'm only E rank." Sung Suho notices something in distance. There is a blue flame zombie. It sits in a position, and springs at where Sung Suho's building. He shouts with panic voice, "Run away." That zombie directly breaks the window and comes, and growls out loud. Everyone get horrified seeing that. One guy shouts, "Everyone run away." Sung Suho also runs with panic. There is a female, her leg got stuck. She asks for help. Sung Suho sees her, but he closes his eyes, and says, "I'll go get hunters." He runs away saying that. She tries to stop him. He thinks, "Damn it, why did I say I'd go get hunters?" That is basically the same as asking her to die, but there's nothing a non-awakened like me can do. He curses himself. Darn non-awakened. Even if I blame my powerlessness, nothing will change. Sung Suho, you need to find something you can do. If Dad were here, what would he do? And the blue flame zombie looks menacing, and looks at the girl. She gets horrified and cries. That monster growls at her and tries to attack. She screams. At the same time something comes at the face of that zombie. Sung Suho comes back and hits its face with fire extinguisher. He thinks, if Dad were here, he would. In mid-sentence there is a system fluctuation happening. A alert comes. You have met all of the requirements to complete the secret quest, Courage of the Weak. Our video ends here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.